What is up, guys? Thanks for joining me again. I'm glad you can make it, and I got some exciting news. Remember at the beginning of the year when I told you that I was going to take you guys on a journey with me throughout my training? Well, I've started that journey, and I'm ready to bring you on that journey. Okay? I'm happy to report that this is the Provectus group training experience. Okay? So before I start, just hit that like button below and let's get into it. Alright, so just to begin, I just wanted to let you guys know it was a beautiful, beautiful day outside. It was just perfect, crystal clear, blue skies. The weather was perfect. You couldn't ask for a better day to start training. Okay? I want to go over the equipment, because when you go to these trainings like this, you're going to have some equipment. So the equipment that I had that shined that day was my Hanes X-TEMP t-shirt. It was very breathable. It kept me cool. The sweat evaporated real quick. My LA police gear cargo pants, that was perfect. You know, a lot of pockets is needed in these courses. You can hold magazines and stuff like that, as well as, you know, with your magazine holder, of course. The North Face, my North Face all-terrain shoes, it made it real easy for me to maneuver through that terrain. It was kind of wet in the morning. It dried up, but then you also had the soft grass and everything, and then, you know, shells in the grass. So it really helped me maneuver over the terrain. Another thing was the my Decibel custom molded earplugs. That was amazing, and I'm gonna get a review to you guys, but let me tell you, it was so comfortable to have them in. You know, sometimes I forgot it was even in my ear. So I want you guys to check that out. And then also, last but not least, was my Glock 19. Well, the Glock 19 performed phenomenally, and in the videos you'll see that you know, see what I'm talking about. And it's very important that you have a functioning firearm when you take these training courses. Okay, so moving on. So we started out the class by introducing ourselves. Okay, so it was very great to see the different people that I was training with, see where they come from. Some were from the city, some was from the suburbs, you know, and, you know, some had experience with, you know, violence, some didn't have experience with violence. We had veterans among us. We had people who had already been training in some way, shape, or form, and that was great, you know. Then Ken Scott, the instructor, he moved in and introduced himself and told us a little bit about his background. Let me tell you, man, he was a very intelligent guy, very knowledgeable about the firearms industry and just like combat pistol training, as well as other things. Also, you know, he's a funny guy, and that really helped us settle in and just start to focus on the course at hand. Okay, and that's very important, to start to focus, and it was great. We started the course by the action part of the course by pulling from the holster and presenting the weapon. Okay, so that's very important. And we did that a few times. Repetition is key. Perfect repetition is key. And this is what we started learning in training. And this is what separates the good ones from the not so good ones, okay? That you have to realize what you're doing wrong. If you do anything wrong, you have to correct it right then and there, because you don't want to ingrain into your subconscious. And we're going to get into that in a minute, all right? So then after that, after we presented the weapon, we focused on bringing it up to our line of sight, okay? And as soon as it crosses our sights, our front post, we take that shot, okay? With that perfect sight picture. And we would do this with both eyes open. And we know in a situation like that, seconds count, and we don't have the seconds to waste. We don't have the time to close one eye and focus on that front sight, all right? So we need to be able to make that shot as quickly as possible. And the best way to do that is with both eyes open, okay? And we just started training, getting used to shooting with both eyes open. And let me tell you, soon enough, I personally got used to that. And it was just like second nature to me. And it's second nature to me now. And we'll get into that in a minute as well. So when moving on into the class, we went over three main things, okay? The three main things were stopping the threat, psychomotor skills, and ballistic data, all right? So that was very, very important. And I can't go over everything that we went over in class, but these were like one of the main important things. So let's go over the psychomotor skills. Like I said, perfect practice makes perfect, okay? So we want to ingrain that perfect skill into our subconscious, so when we have to call upon those skills, it just happens automatically and fluid, okay guys? So this is what we were learning, and this is very important. It's very important to understand how the mind works and our body works in a combat situation, freeze, flight, or fight situation, all right? So after that, we went into details on stopping the threat, okay? The psychological portion of how the threat will respond to being met with an aggressive behavior, like flipping that switch, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and saying, hey, I'm not the one to be messed with, right? So they can do a few things. They can either back off and run the other direction, or they could come at you. So when they come at you, this is what we're training for. This is where we want to stop the threat and meet it with the exact force that they're bringing towards us, all right? So as a whole, this was a great training experience for me. It has changed the way I feel about training. It showed me what I need to be focused on as a civilian, an armed civilian, and also what I need to be focusing on as an instructor. And I really, really want to tell you guys that after this course, you know, you get the sense, after learning all of this information, that this is not where it ends, okay? When you get home, that's when it begins. You have to drag yourself out of bed, you have to make it to that range, and you have to do your best and remember what you went over and start training the right way. All right, guys? So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I want to remind you, please like, subscribe, and comment, and also share this video. And I want you guys to check out that course. And again, there's going to be many more throughout the year. 2018 is going to be a great year for us as well. So remember, be hard to kill and never die.